friends, to the Frankfort-Schuyler commencement ceremony for the class of 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we welcome our graduates through the processional performed by the Junior-Senior High School Band. And then please remain standing for the national anthem and the alma mater performed by the senior chorus students.
stripes and bright stars, through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the Come all ye loyal classmen now from Holland village too. Lift up your hearts and voices for the royal white and blue. Some schools may have the crimson and some may have the blue. But for dear Frankfort High School we wear the white and blue. Hurrah, hurrah, Frankfort High School, hurrah for the white and maroon. Hurrah, 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 hurrah for the white and maroon.
At this time, please welcome Salutatorian Olivia Ertz.
I'm a little nervous. Good morning, Frankfort-Schuyler. Today is a day I never expected to arrive. Looking out and seeing just about all of Frankfort is crazy. The teachers, friends, parents, students, siblings, cousins, aunts, and uncles, and most importantly, all of these graduates sitting in front of me today. We're all gathered here today in celebration of the success of these students sitting here, and I couldn't have been luckier to grow up with them. It feels like just yesterday, we were little kids running around the elementary school on a playground that is now a parking lot. Then we were middle schoolers, annoying as could be and causing trouble left and right. But now, as I look at the students in front of me, I see people who I've known my whole life grow into mature-ish adults. It's crazy to think that we're about to go into the real world and not going to be going to the same place every day in our small little town. Not seeing the same faces every day will be challenging, but as bad as it may be, it's a step further to become the person we all know we need to be for this world. I'm not really one for words, but my experience in high school with all these people has truly left me speechless, and I have memories I will never forget. And as we split up, fly through our summer, and as some of us spend our last time for a while in this small little town, I want you to remember one thing. Never forget where you came from. It may not seem super important now, but as you're struggling through college, always know that you'll have this little town to support you in all of your endeavors. I know that I wouldn't be the person I am today without all of the support I had. And as I take this time to thank my family and friends, I want all of you to look around and think about who made you who you are today as well. Make sure that you show your appreciation to them after this ceremony, because you never know when you'll see them next. Make sure your teachers see your appreciation, because they are the ones who have gotten you through all these years. Even if it may have seemed like they didn't care about you personally, they truly did because they wanted you to succeed. So thank all the teachers in attendance today. They worked hard for you. The parents all around us as well have worked behind the scenes, running all of these events, fundraising, donating, supporting their students in any way they could. Without them, it would have been hard for us to hold all the fun events we had, such as the senior day and our fun trip. I will forever be grateful to the support I received because it let me experience so many experiences in high school. My parents never held me back and encouraged me to do whatever my heart desired as long as I was happy. And that really set me on a path to success. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for always being there for me. I know Dad is probably in tears right now, and I'm glad that I inherited his emotions. And Mom was always there cheering me on for my late night assignments. And I guess that my sister is also going to be missed, because without her, it would have been hard to be as extra as I am. All the cool ideas you had also helped my ideas, and we came to make them better together. Your creativity is out of this world. As much as I make fun of you, you'll always be my sister. Now, I know this is a lot of thank yous, but it's hard not to be so grateful to everybody when without them, high school would have been so mundane. Sports, clubs, classes were so much more interesting because the people in this school are so kind, caring, and funny. Having all these friends supporting me in every step I took gave me the confidence to leap in strides every year of my high school. Anyone can tell you I was truly an overachiever because if there was an event going on, you could bet I was there. And now as we look back, there are underclassmen that we have all become close with, and seeing them grow up may make us feel proud and old at the same time. But it's nice. I'm happy that I got to experience that, because growing up in a small school and actually getting to know everybody around you creates the connections you need for life. And you'll be able to cheer on all those people that are sitting next to you today personally in their future. So as we come back to you again, I want you to be proud of yourselves. You were somebody in the Frankfort-Schuyler School District that students could look up to. And I don't know if anybody in the crowd can relate to me, but I saw the change in our grade where we went from ninth graders who were looking up to the seniors that all the underclassmen admired. You are all truly wonderful people. And I hope that your high school experience was lived out to its fullest. Never forget that the class sitting around you, including me, will always have your back no matter where you go in life. I want to give one last big thank you to my class for making my high school experience unforgettable. I wish you all the best in your future, and I want to end my speech off with the fact that second is the best.
Thank you, Olivia. At this time, please welcome Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Joseph Palmer.
Just give me a minute. This class, I actually had to write down notes. Usually I just talk to them, but this class is a little different, as we all know. Good morning, Board of Education, admin, faculty, staff, families, friends, and those just wondering when the cornhole tournament starts. They're in the wrong place. Welcome and congratulations. You have all played an important role in helping these students navigate their paths to get to this special moment. To the class of 2025, what a journey it's been. When your high school chapter began, the world was turned upside down. So if I could just pause for a second, ask everyone to throw on a mask, maybe move 6 feet apart, stare directly at this Zoom screen, and half of you will need to go home, and we'll do it again tomorrow for you. That is how your high school chapter began. and that is how our chapter together began. You didn't start with high fives in the hallway or packed gyms, but you started with masks on your face, desks 6 feet apart, and a silence in the building that just didn't feel right. I started with plenty of meetings with concerned parents, right, Mr. Tangara? There he is, thank you. About the pandemic, like this was really what we wanted in my first year as a superintendent. There were no athletic events. There were no concerts, no crowds, just Zoom screens, hand sanitizer, need some now, temperature screenings every morning, and a whole lot of uncertainty. You lost normal, you lost comfort, but you didn't lose heart. You adapted, you logged in, well, most of you logged in. You kept learning. You found ways to stay connected when everything was trying to pull you apart. That kind of resilience doesn't just get you through high school, it stays with you for life. Then came the slow rebuild. Some students in the halls, musical performances with spaced out spectators, athletic events broadcast on YouTube with no one in the stands. But we watched anyway, because even when we were apart, the Frankfort-Schuyler community still showed up. And now look at us. We survived a storm this morning, kind of fitting for this graduating class, and last night, lost power. And now our hallways are packed with smiles, with head nods from Chase and Fergie every morning, with Carter's fist bumps, can't wait for that on the stage, and our weekly greetings from Ava and Tori like they're High Five Fridays. And of course, Danny and Dalton starting our mornings with announcements filled with smiles and a quote from the Positivity Project. That's if they showed up to school on time. We've got full houses for concerts and musicals. Our student sections are back and louder than ever. And a brand new turf field where one of our teams brought home the very first New York State championship, playing in front of all of Frankfort-Schuyler. But even that championship, or the league championship in boys basketball and girls soccer, didn't come without adversity and challenges. Each team overcame devastating injuries and heartbreak that cost team members the entire season. But what did they do? Did they pout? Did they mope, quit, make excuses? Not a chance. They forged ahead and kept battling all the way to a title. That's not just a comeback story, that's a testament to your character. You grew up during a time when entitlement was loud and accountability was rare, when blame was easier than responsibility, when friendship sometimes meant, I like you as long as you do the 99 things that I expect, but don't do that 100th thing and watch how fast that support disappears. But you, the graduating class, you rose above that. You've shown what it means to be selfless and kind and accountable. You've proven that real strength isn't about how loud you are, it's about how much you lift others. You faced adversity, and you didn't back down. You stayed kind when it would have been easier to lash out. You kept showing up for each other day after day. And that matters, because the world you're stepping into is complicated. It can be selfish and quick to judge. People will chase attention more than purpose, and ego more than empathy. But that's not who you are. You are Maroon Knights. That means you don't shrink from adversity. You stare it down and you keep walking. You don't wait for someone else to fix the problem. You roll up your sleeves and get to work. You take ownership when things go wrong, and you share the credit when they go right. Being a Maroon Knight means being different in all the best ways. While others chase followers, you build character. While others look for shortcuts, you do the work. While others make it about them, you make it about us. So here's my challenge to you. Be humble, be positive, and be kind. You want to succeed? Help others succeed. You want to feel purpose? Serve something bigger than yourself. You want to leave a mark? Make it about how you treated people, not how loudly you demanded attention. Because real greatness doesn't shout, it lifts others. The people who have made the biggest difference aren't always the loudest. They are the ones who stay grounded, who lead by example, who choose kindness every single time. So today, as you take this next step into a world that needs more light, more empathy, and more accountability, don't just go out to make a living. Go out to make a difference. Be the reason someone believes in themselves. Be the person who brings light, not noise. Be the example. Be the spark. Go be great. You are Maroon Knights. We believe in you. We always have. We always will. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Once a Maroon Knight, always a Maroon Knight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. At this time, please welcome Valedictorian Anthony Gaetano.
You know, the last time I walked across the stage, I was in costume yelling about running through the streets with my pants down and a cowboy hat 3 sizes too small. Thank you, Rock of Ages. Today's more dignified and a lot more real. Thank you, Mr. Palmer, Mrs. Salutatorian, Mom, Dad, Rocco, and everyone who made this possible. Friends, family, and fellow graduates, after years of early mornings and late nights, we made it. We're the final class whose high school journey began during COVID, the last to walk in not knowing what normal was supposed to feel like. We didn't just adapt, we evolved. We didn't come out polished, but we came out forged. And in the process, we became more than students. We became survivors, creators, and leaders. Throughout our own stories, we learned that high school isn't just clubs and grades, or rained out senior nights and robot babies. It's the moments that broke us open, the fractures that forced us to rebuild. It's the quiet choices, the betrayals some of us didn't see coming, and the victories no one else noticed. Here's mine. Sophomore year, everything fell apart in not even 6 hours. The details, while small to me now, what came next wasn't. Because when your world collapses, you learn who leaves, who needs you small, who smiles when you shrink, who becomes turbulence when you rise. But you also learn something else. You learn who's still there when no one's watching, who showed up, who stayed, and sometimes it's not who you expected. Maybe it was someone who made you laugh as you waited for first period. Maybe it was the teacher who saw you, really saw you, and called you out, yet stood by you anyways. Maybe it was the mother that listened to you rant late every single night. That day, my world shattered like a mirror ball, beautiful but broken in silence. For a while, I built walls so tall I couldn't see past them and no one could get through. I told myself distance was strength, but I came to realize it wasn't. Because strength doesn't come from solitude, it comes from defiance and truth. Because from finding people who don't just want you when it's convenient, but who choose you when your voice shakes, when your spark fades, or when you stop being silent. And so, I rebuilt. I ran track, I joined clubs, and I said yes to everything they told me was too much, too weird, and too me. But before I could rebuild, I had to stop playing the role people expected me to play. The one where I smiled through everything, said it was fine even when it wasn't, swallowed every injustice and kept quiet through every drama just to keep the peace. A peace that was never really mine. For too long, I was praised for being strong when really I was just enduring. Quietly, constantly, and I was tired of it. So I stopped. I stopped shrinking, I stopped apologizing for taking up space, and I stopped mistaking silence for grace. And that shift, that refusal, wasn't some act of rebellion, it was liberation. The turning point came a year and a half later when I went off to Boys State. Through the late night party conventions and the jokes about Toby Keith and WD-40, marching and yelling cadences I still hear in my sleep, I learned that leadership isn't about holding power. It's about knowing when to pass the mic to make space for the voices that were never invited. It's not about being the loudest in the room, but it's about being the one who remembers what silence feels like. When I came back, and I brought that fire with me into every track meet, every rehearsal, and every one of the many yearbook pages I made. These weren't just activities, they were anchor points, proof I'd survived, proof I still had more to give. Track became my second home this year. I remember running my final race like it was yesterday. That 4x4 wasn't just a relay, it was a reckoning. I didn't run for a place, I didn't run for a time, I ran for me. And as I handed off the baton, I knew this was my victory lap. Not just for the race, but for everything. because I remember my first invitational. I had no blocks, no spikes, and no idea what I was doing. It was midnight, and all I wanted to do was not get last. That night, I didn't just find a sport. I found proof I could survive anything. And I didn't do any of this alone, so I wanted to take this moment to thank a few people I won't get to formally thank later on. To Ms. Fio, thank you for making writing something I could love again, even after 3 research journals. You graded us with kindness every single day, let us play duck, duck, goose during practice, and still managed to grade us like we're at the New York Times. I'll always be grateful for the heart and soul you brought to every lesson, even if you were tardy to the party today. To Mr. P, 900 class periods, 39 circuits, 12 inventor projects, 8 renderings, 7 trusses, 4 Stuff Your Face Tuesdays, 1 castle, and far too many figure-it-out moments to count. You handed me a love for tinkering, figuring things out with my hands, and tackling problems head-on, and I'll forever be grateful for that. You gave me power tools and made me fill out countless requisition forms, but now you're minutes away from finally handing me my diploma. One day I'll return the favor with a large coffee and a black sports car. To Rocco, thank you for always being someone to fight for. You've been my reminder of what matters most. You challenged me, grounded me, and made me laugh when I needed it. Watching you come to your own has been one of the best honors of my life. No matter how loud or chaotic things got, you are the constant that pulled me back to who I am. I'll always be in your corner, whether you need backup, a bad joke, or just someone to remind you of how capable you are. And finally, to Mom and Dad, if I thanked you for each and everything you've done for me, I'd be up here for an hour. But if I had to boil it down to one thing, thank you for pushing me harder than anyone else ever has. You never settled for less than my best, even when I wanted to take the easy way out. Your expectations weren't always hard to meet, but they taught me discipline and the value of hard work. You believed in me when I doubted myself, and sometimes that belief was the only thing that kept me going. Because of you, I learned how to face challenges head-on, stand tall in the face of setbacks, and keep reaching for more. I'm proud to be your son, and I'm grateful for the foundation you've built and the freedom you've given me to soar. This diploma isn't just mine, it's ours. I love you. And now as I look out at all of you, I see a room full of mirror balls shining from 100 broken angles, because the cracks in the glass still catch the light, and they shine brighter than the parts that stayed whole. Each of us shattered differently, but look around, the light made it through anyways. Now we get to choose our paths, our people, and our purpose. It's terrifying, yes, but it is also freedom. You never leave high school the same person you came in as. You leave shaped and burned by trial, but you're stronger for it. The teacher who changed your perspective, the friend who saw you at your lowest, and the family that held you up. These aren't just memories, but legacies, and each one of us will carry them forward into lecture halls, careers, and futures still unwritten. The last time I walked across the stage, I was in costume. Today, I'll walk across as myself, and I'm proud of who that is. So to the class of 2025, this isn't just an ending, it's a fresh start. So keep rising, keep shining together. And Ertz, second would be nothing if first didn't come first. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. At this time, we will have the presentation of our first-time awards and scholarships given to members of the class of 2025. The Jennifer Sensabaugh Memorial Scholarship. Jennifer Sensabaugh thoroughly enjoyed teaching ESL at Frankfort-Schuyler School District and was totally dedicated to making her students learn to be successful in their acquisition of all aspects of learning the English language. Do their best in their subject area, classes, and also in meeting the challenges of being an adolescent in today's society. She was a constant cheerleader and advocate for her students and wanted to do all she could do to help them to be successful in their future beyond their years in the Frankfort-Schuyler School District. This year's recipient for the Jennifer Sensabaugh Memorial Scholarship is Matthew Petrochenko. the For Pet's Sake Scholarship. This scholarship award is for applicants who plan to attend college or any other vocational institution in which they may attain a higher education in a profession or trade in animal welfare. Our area is currently suffering from a shortage in veterinarians, vet techs, and vet assistants. Groomers, trainers, and any other profession in animal welfare that requires higher education will also be considered for this award. These professions go hand in hand with our mission, and there is a great need for them. This year's recipient of the For Pet's Sake Scholarship is Michaela Evangelista. Will the following students please come forward? Sophia Hazeltine, Daniel Palmisano, and Michael Ferguson. The class of 2025 Honor Award is presented to Sophia, Daniel, and Michael in recognition of their decision to dedicate themselves to the service of this country. Sophia and Daniel will be entering the United States Air Force, and Michael will be entering the United States Navy. Thank you for your service. The Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person of 2025 Award. Would the following finalists please come forward? Zoe Dodge, Claire Enia, Anthony Gaetano, Connor Grates, and Olivia Ertz. The Kiwanis Club presents the Outstanding Teenage Award to a senior who excels in the following: academic excellence, citizenship, service to school, and leadership. The 2025 Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person is Connor Grates. Congratulations. At this time, we will begin the presentation of diplomas. Valedictorian Anthony Charles Gaetano Jr., the son of Mr. and Mrs. Anthony Gaetano Sr. Anthony is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Bud and Pauline Friedman Award, the Charles J. Menino Scholarship, the Donald L. Gross Kiwanis Memorial STEM Award, the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Math Award, the Herkimer Region College and Career Scholarship, the Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person Nominee, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, the Mohawk Valley Rotary Club Scholarship, the New York State Academic Excellence, the Shelley Chelia Award, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Salutatorian Olivia Gloria Ertz, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Chris and Shannon Ertz. Olivia is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Unsung Hero Award, the Frankfort-Schuyler Music Boosters Award, the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association Award, the Herkimer County Fair Association Agriculture Scholarship, the Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person Nominee, the Laverne McMurray Scholarship Fund, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, the New York State Academic Excellence, the Patrick DeRocco Memorial Award, the Paul and Marie LaMonica Scholarship, the Paul T. Greats Community Champion Scholarship, and Yearbook Advisors Award. McKenna J. Coffey, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. William and Joan Coffey. McKenna is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Herkimer County Fair Association Agriculture Scholarship, the Herkimer Region College and Career Scholarship, the Cap Burney Family Educational Scholarship, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, Virginia Lambert Rena Memorial Award, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Zoe Elizabeth Dodge, daughter of Charles and Jennifer Dodge. Zoe is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Dale Connors Memorial Scholarship, the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Science Award, the Frankfort-Schuyler Music Boosters Award, the Gerald D. Crimmins Key Club Memorial Award, the Italian American Society of Frankfurt Award, the Joseph and Barbara DeLuke Scholarship, the Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person Nominee, and the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, the New York State Academic Excellence, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Claire Nicole Enia, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Kevin and Christy Enia. Claire is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Gloria Falzarano Humanitarian Award, the Herkimer County Counselors Association Scholarship, the High Five Friends Scholarship, the Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person Nominee, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, the Paul E. Altamiro Memorial Award, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Elizabeth G. LaSalle, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. LaSalle. Elizabeth is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Unsung Hero Award, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Melinda Wooler, daughter of Chad and Missy Wooler. Melinda is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Christopher and Adeline Seymour Award, the Minna H. Sprague Scholarship, the Nancy J. Spina Humanitarian Award, and the Stephanie and Jack Zito Memorial Art Award. Olivia Atkinson, daughter of Jessica DeMartin and Michael Atkinson. Isabella Rose Bedworth, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Bedworth. Isabella is the recipient of the following: the Frankfort Fire Department Service Award and the Peter Roman Scholarship. Adriana Belmonte, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Anthony and Antoinette Belmonte. Michael Javier Bongiorno, son of Mr. and Mrs. Tony Bongiorno. Michael is the recipient of the following: the Dominic S. Bono Memorial Scholarship, the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association Award, and the Yearbook Advisors Award. Tyler J. Bush, son of Mr. and Mrs. Todd Bush. Victoria Ashley Cleveland, daughter of Eric Cleveland and Michelle Cleveland. Jarrett W. Coffey, son of Mr. and Mrs. William and Joan Coffey. Jarrett is the recipient of the following: the Bono Seaman Scholarship and the Oneida Chapter NSDAR American History Prize. Angelo Joseph Calici III, son of Mr. and Mrs. Angelo Calici. Lionel Colthurst, son of Michael and Jamie Colthurst. Addison Skylar DeChico, daughter of John and Jessica DeChico. Addison is the recipient of the following: the Kiwanis Commercial Prize and the Marion R. Barton Trust Scholarship. You want some help? Oh! Get an action shot? Amela Dervy-Sevick, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Dervy-Sevick. Amela is the recipient of the following: the Mohawk Valley General Hospital Guild Scholarship. Carter W. Doolin, son of Bert and Tamara Doolin. Carter is the recipient of the following: the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Scholarship. Nathan Elthorpe, son of Joshua Elthorpe and grandson of Mr. and Mrs. George Kimball. Michaela Gianna Evangelista, daughter of Tony and Sherry Evangelista. Michaela is the recipient of the following: the For Pet's Sake Food Pantry Scholarship, the Donald S. Roberts St. Francis Society Scholarship, and the Herkimer Region College and Career Scholarship, Mauer Family Farm. Chase William Evans, son of Brian and Sherry Evans. Chase is the recipient of the following: the Dorothy Leland Scholarship, the Frankfort Fire Department Service Award, the James David Putnam III Memorial Scholarship, and the Temple Beth Joseph Community Service Award. Michael Ferguson, son of Mike Ferguson and Jennifer Mauer. Michael is enlisted in the United States Navy. Connor Great, son of Scott and Kelly Greats. Connor is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the Bono Seaman Scholarship, the Joe Casella Memorial Award, the Kiwanis Outstanding Teenage Young Person of 2025 Award, the Patrick DeRocco Memorial Award, the Rudolph Ignazik Kiwanis Prize, and the Suzanne M. Lasorella Anise Memorial Award, Yearbook Advisors Award. Olivia Page Graves, daughter of Mrs. Alicia Turk and Mr. William Graves. Olivia is the recipient of the following: the Rose and Joseph Torcia Memorial Award. Lincoln Avery Gregory, son of Dale and Robin Gregory. Lincoln is the recipient of the following: the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Scholarship. Luca Jagger Gregory, son of Dale and Robin Gregory. Braden Stephen Hall, son of Catherine Peasley and Joshua Hall. Anastasia J. Halliburton, daughter of Sarah Halliburton and Matt Reel. Sophia R. Hazeltine, daughter of Brian and Nicole Hazeltine. Sophia is the recipient of the following: the Mary McCumber Scholarship, and Sophia is enlisted in the United States Air Force. Christopher Hobbick, son of Mr. and Mrs. Hobbick. Christopher is the recipient of the following: the Kiwanis Commercial Prize. Samuel Hobbick, son of Mr. and Mrs. Hobbick. Tristan J. Klotz, son of Denise and Brian Frank and Richard Klotz. Tristan is the recipient of the following: the Charles J. Menino Scholarship. Juanita Levitt, daughter of Anita Levitt. Dalton Loy, son of Pamela Benhoff and James Loy. Angel Luna, son of Angel Luna and Ms. Anais Ruiz. Logan Mattis, son of Mr. and Mrs. Mattis. Faith Lee Morgan, daughter of Jim and Melissa Morgan. Caleb Nemchek, son of Clint Nemchek. Caleb is the recipient of the following: the Mock Trial Scholarship and the Sarah Jane Testa Memorial Scholarship. Skylar Paige Odell, daughter of Vicki Odell. Skylar is the recipient of the following: the Deborah Terrace Memorial Scholarship Award and the Jane McMurray Memorial Scholarship. Diana Oglovich, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Oglovich. Diana is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship and the Bella Oriole Memorial Scholarship. Daniel Joseph Palmisano, son of Mr. and Mrs. Dan and Kim Palmisano. Daniel is enlisted in the United States Air Force. Matthew Petroshenko, son of Olga and Peter Petroshenko. Matthew is the recipient of the following: the Jennifer Sensabaugh Memorial Scholarship. Matthew Ryan Pickens, son of Rick Pickens and Darla Delia. Matthew is the recipient of the following: the Ben Palmieri Scholarship, the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association Award, and the Paul Gersdansky Memorial Scholarship. Martino Anthony Rocco, son of Anthony and Melissa Rocco. Martino is the recipient of the following: the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association grant, the Hector B. Ambrosi Memorial Award, the High Five Friends Scholarship, the Joe Rocco Senior Memorial Scholarship, the Randall D. Button Memorial Scholarship, and Yearbook Advisors Award. Zoe Josephine Rizala, daughter of John and Catherine Rizala. Zoe is the recipient of the following: the Frankfort-Schuyler Music Boosters Award. Adna Sasinovich, the daughter of Refit and Refka Sasinovich. Adna is the recipient of the following: the American Red Cross Scholarship, the James F. D'Amelio Perpetual Science Award, and the Joseph and Barbara DeLuke Scholarship. Tiara Scott, daughter of Denise Stone and Antonia Scott. Tiara is the recipient of the following: the Donald S. Robert St. Francis Society Scholarship and the Joseph Ferdula Memorial Scholarship. Evnika Shiloh, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sergey and Vera Shiloh. Shelby Simonet Kennedy, daughter of Gina Simonet and Steve Kennedy. Joshua Stemmer, son of Mark Stemmer and Melissa Stemmer. Joshua is the recipient of the following: the Frankfort-Schuyler Music Boosters Award. Philip Michael Tangora, son of Philip and Roseanne Tangora. Philip is the recipient of the following: the Dale Connors Memorial Scholarship, the Frankfort-Schuyler Music Boosters Award, the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association Grant, and the Utica University Educator Preparation Scholarship. Rocco Dominic Vincenzo Velarde, the son of Joe Velarde. Rocco is the recipient of the following: the Frank LaCara Memorial Scholarship. Kenneth C.J. Walker II, son of Mr. and Mrs. Walker. Roman Wallace, son of Mr. and Mrs. Gilligan. Olivia Warren, daughter of Courtney and Mikey Warren. Olivia is the recipient of the following: the Herkimer County Conference of Mayors Graduation Award. Ava Jane Rosinski, daughter of John and June Rosinski. Ava is the recipient of the following: the Anthony G. Valent Memorial Award, the Frankfort-Schuyler Teachers Association Scholarship, and the John Balliol Memorial Scholarship. Braden John Wishart, son of Jeremy and Bobby Wishart. Braden is the recipient of the following: the William Willie Anthony Linscott Perseverance Scholarship. Logan Woods, nephew of Michael and Dixie Zalaka. At this time, please welcome senior class officers, Class President Daniel Palmisano, Class Vice President Elizabeth LaSalle, Class Treasurer Anthony Gaetano, Secretary Zoe Dodge, and Sergeant of Arms Olivia Ertz.
Good morning, everyone. Friends, family, esteemed faculty, and siblings who only came because they were promised a free lunch after. I stand before you today as a proud graduate and someone who does not know what X stands for in a math equation. Today is a celebration of hard work, late nights, early mornings, and Googling things 5 minutes before the test that we ended up failing anyways. Just me? All right. So before everyone gets too emotional and I begin to trip over my own words, which, let's be real, is going to be happening, let's take a moment and look around. We made it, we're here, and we didn't need a permission slip to come. I'm going to tell you a story, but don't worry, it's not going to be like one of Miss Cleveland's stories. I'll start off with some stats. 15 warnings, 27 lunch detentions, 14 in-school suspensions, and 19 out-of-school suspensions. It's crazy, right? I see all your faces. This is our referral record from freshman year. Freshman year was wild for all the wrong reasons. We were loud, constantly pushing boundaries, and way too confident for a group that still thought yelling in the hallways made us cool. We weren't clueless. We didn't know our way around the school and how to open a locker, but we definitely didn't know how to act. But hey, it's COVID's fault, right? We tested every rule we could and thought consequences didn't apply to us. And then came the end of the year kickball tournament. We didn't just lose, oh no. We got kicked out completely because of how we acted. At the time, we laughed it off, but looking back, that was the moment that really hit us. We had a lot of growing up to do. 2 warnings, 5 lunch detentions, 6 in-school suspensions, 8 out-of-school suspensions. Sophomore year was when things finally started to shift. We were still in the same class, but we learned a lot since freshman year. How to stay out of trouble, how to work together, and most importantly, how to show people that we weren't just a loud, out-of-control group from the year before. Still, our reputation stuck with us. Teachers were hesitant, and we could feel the judgment anytime we got a little bit too excited. But we kept pushing to prove we'd change. And then, back to the end of the year kickball tournament. They let us back in, probably holding their breath the whole time, and we surprised everyone. Not only did we stay cool, we ended up winning the whole thing. That wasn't just about kickball, it was redemption. 2 warnings, 2 lunch detentions, 1 in-school suspension, 1 out-of-school suspension. We were finally the best we had been in a long time. During junior year, we weren't just showing up anymore, we were stepping up. Whether it was in the classroom, on the field, or just walking the halls, people started to notice the change. The reputation that once followed us began to fade, replaced by one that showed growth, confidence, and pride. We had learned from our mistakes, supported each other, and finally earned the respect we had been chasing since freshman year. Junior year proved we weren't the same kids. We had finally become a class to be proud of. 5 warnings, 3 lunch detention, 1 in-school suspension, 0 out-of-school suspensions. And now we are here, senior year, the year we finally got it together, kind of. We stopped asking teachers if we could still turn in assignments from sophomore year. We actually remembered spirit days unless we slept through them, and a few brave souls even started doing homework before midnight. It was the year we traded chaos for confidence and confusion for clarity, at least enough to fake it. But beyond the funny moments, the late night cramming, and the group chats that got us through every project, senior year was when everything started to click. We grew into ourselves. We learned to appreciate the little things, like having class outside, even the joy of realizing your teacher forgot to collect the homework. We supported each other through the hard times, celebrated each other's wins, and somehow managed to find our rhythm. We went from wondering how high school would end to not wanting it to. And now we're here about to go our separate ways. Some off to college, military, some to work, some to just explore the world, or at least figure out what the heck we want to do. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter what path you take, because there's one thing this year taught us, it's that success isn't about having it all figured out. It's about showing up, doing your best, laughing off the mess, and refusing to give up no matter how hard things get. So whatever you do next, just know that you have what it takes. We've made it through high school, more specifically Mrs. Ferrantino's class, twice. And if we can do that, we can do anything. Go out there, be bold, be kind, and maybe, just maybe, be on time for once. I'm saying it. I don't know why I'm saying it. Congratulations, class of 2025. We didn't just make it, we made it unforgettable.
Mrs. Delmedico, there are not enough words to say how grateful we are for everything you have done for us. You are the main reason that we were able to have so much fun this year. Thank you for picking up our class when all the other advisors left. Thank you for working with us and listening to what we wanted. Personally, I couldn't ask for a better advisor. The relationships you have formed with all of us is something that we will never forget. I hope you don't forget either, because I know as much as we drive you crazy, we're your favorite class. Thank you for keeping me sane when trying to plan things for our class, and thank you for making everyone respond even when they didn't want to. So not only from me, but from the class of 25, we give you the biggest thank you for all your time and effort. We love you and we'll miss you.
Mrs. Domenico, you were the only teacher who willingly took on our class after all our other advisors had left. You are the reason we got to where we needed to be and were able to do amazing things like our class trip and fun day. You formed relationships with us and never once kicked us out of your classroom, even when we were driving you nuts. When planning things, you were a strong force that stopped me from going ballistic on this class and kept calm when you could have gone ballistic too. Thank you for everything these past 3 years when you chose to help and guide us to this very point we are at now. I know I will miss you and going to your classroom almost every day and feeling right at home in it. Thank you so very much.
Ms. Domenico, thank you for showing up when no one else would and staying long after you had every reason not to. You didn't just take on our class, you became part of it. From organizing fundraisers to chasing permission slips and letting us turn your classroom into our headquarters, you kept us grounded through the chaos. You gave us structure when we needed it, freedom when we earned it, and a space that felt like home even when we drove you crazy. He handled the messy planning, stress, and silence in group chats, yet still showed up with patience, calm, and just enough sarcasm to keep us in line. Some of our best moments weren't big events, but little things like stopping by to sign a form and ending up in a long conversation. You never asked for credit, but we noticed it all. Thank you for your time, trust, humor, and for always showing up.
Ms. Lemetico, even though you haven't been our advisor all 4 years, you took over for our class and brought us success that I didn't expect. You have a truly wonderful soul, and I know that every student in our class is grateful for your help. I'm going to miss wandering into your room to talk to you for the whole period about fundraising and school events. Any class that has you as an advisor or teacher is super lucky. I remember having you during COVID, and even through all that mess, you still taught everyone without having to seem to worry about the world around us. So I wish you best of luck next year without my grade being there to harass you, and I hope you will still feel the appreciation we have for you for years to come.
Mrs. Delmedico, the amount you have done for me along with the class of 2025 has not gone unnoticed. From teacher to class advisor, all the way to getting me and other students a summer job, and you know how much we love that job. We can never thank you enough for all that you have done to make our senior year, along with the entirety of our high school careers, the best, and we all thank you for that. So Mrs. Delmedico, can you please come up and accept your gift? As the guidance department, they're supposed to guide, right? I mean, it makes sense, it's in the name. Well, ours, of course, does more than that. You guys have done everything in your power to create this school into more of a family than it is a learning center. Your work here has helped so many kids, including myself, along with making kids want to show up to school. Thank you from the class of 2025 and all who enter the guidance department every day. And now, will all the members of the guidance department please step up to the stage and accept your gift?
Mrs. Ferrantino, or as you're most commonly known, Miss Fio, thank you for being a teacher that your students know they can always go to. Even though you've had to deal with a lot of nonsense from our class over the years, you never gave up on us. You always pushed us to be ourselves. The connections you have formed with our class is something that we will be forever grateful for. I can tell how much you enjoyed teaching and being in the classroom. Thank you for being a teacher that has created a lasting impression on me in the class of 2025. We will miss you. If you'll please come up now and accept your gift.
Mrs. Cucci, thank you for being the rare kind of teacher who's also family, both literally and figuratively. Over the years, through A2 Calc and Yearbook, you've been someone I could count on to keep it real, push me when I needed it, and remind me sometimes bluntly that I'm capable of more than I let on. Whether it was watching you boss around P during yearbook meetings or having that heart-to-heart after school where you reminded me to check things over, you've always led with energy, persistence, and a little bit of chaos. You taught me to pay attention to detail, follow through, and take pride in my work even though I didn't always hit the mark. You called me out when I needed it and stood by me anyway. Your honesty, your chaos, and your support are why I'll always be grateful to have you both as a mentor and a cousin. Please come up to accept your gift.
Mrs. Oden, thank you for being there since the very beginning. From kindergarten to senior year, you have been there to guide and push us to be ourselves. Your influence has led me to a love of music that I'll continue beyond here, as you also encourage me to break out of my comfort zone and just be myself. Without you, I would not have found myself acting on stage and pretending as though I could dance. You are someone I can talk to even if you give me the look, but I know you don't really mean it. Even when driving you completely crazy, you are still there as more than just a teacher, but a mentor as well, teaching to always be kind, respectful, caring, and honest. Thank you for the past 13 years of support in music. I will always have appreciation, respect, and sincere love for you and everything you have done for me and everyone else. Please come up and receive your gift.
Mr. P, a teacher I was afraid of when I first met you, but it seems like a million years ago. When I saw you as my dad was doing work on your house, you seemed like someone who was very serious and did everything to a T. But over the years, as I got to know you while taking your classes, I learned your humor and how much you care for your students. Even though you'll make fun of us and push us to our limits, you do that because you care. Through making us figure it out, you taught us critical thinking, which set us a step ahead of the rest for the real world. To me, you are the teacher I will never forget because through these 4 years, you have made a lasting impact on who I am as a person. I knew you cared for me because you pushed me to do my best, and even though you would cheer when I cried, it was because you knew that would be the point where I would start to understand the work I was doing. And even though you teased me the last day of school for crying again, you did it because it's how you show you care. Even though you said you'd only give me one hug at the end of the day, thank you for giving me each time I cried that day, which was a lot. I'll never forget you or your sarcasm, and I'll be sure to visit you lots and bother you for years to come. Don't miss me too much. Now come up and get your gift, please.
All right. Class of 2025, I ask you to please stand. Will you now all please move your tassel from the right side to the left side? We did it. Congratulations, class of 2025. Here, catch.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please safely exit the arena and greet your students outside in the front of the arena for pictures. Thank you very much. Be safe.